Hello everyone, very good afternoon. For a very long time, I was thinking of uploading this video. Well, this video is going to be very helpful for those who want to join Indian Air Force as a pilot. Now, I just thought that my experiences are going to help even 1% to those who are aspiring to join Indian Air Force, especially as a pilot. Then it will be a matter of great satisfaction for me. Now, I personally, when I was thinking of joining the services, I used to search everywhere, like from internet, from YouTube. What are different procedures about joining the forces? What are the medical service? What are the medical procedure of getting into the services and everything? I realized this thing that even today, there is no particular video which specially talks about those issues which are very common, and because of it, the major candidates are rejected in the medicals of flying branch of Indian Air Force. And even I personally realized that it's just a matter of awareness, because if the candidates are aware before filling up their form only, then it may avoid major rejections in their medicals. It's just a matter of one single step, I would say, single uh, decision or choice, I would say. Now, let me tell you uh, just a gist of it. Like, I personally had this medical rejection. I was declared medically unfit of in the flying branch of Indian Air Force. Okay. uh, I had applied for flying branch in NDA 144 course. Now, what had happened that I had gone in the medicals of flying branch. So especially after qualifying CPSS, I had this opportunity. Now, there I realized that the candidates who are for the non-flying branch, especially for the ground duty, or one who face the medicals of the Indian Army or Indian Navy, they have to go through just one X-ray of their chest. But in the flying branch, they go through a very spacely they check the spine. And it is also obvious for the reason that a pilot, once he ejects from the aircraft, then it is very common for a pilot to have multiple fractures in their spine because of that ejecting force one goes upwards. So that's why such conditions were there. But as per the medical standard, that a person who has certain spinal anomalies, spinal conditions, once he is declared unfit for the Air Force flying branch, the candidate is not accepted by the other services as well. So this thing I came to know once I faced my medical conditions, because I had got through the issue called LSTV. Now, this may seem to be very exception case, but no, it is not exception. It is very common thing. Like, I remember that at my medicals, there were total 13 of us who had come for the medicals of flying branch of Indian Air Force. Now, out of those 13, around 4 to 5 had this issue. Okay. So then I was thinking that time that it might be a very common issue because everyone is having the very same issue. Now, then I came to know that we all of us, around 4 to 5 people who had this issue, they all were declared medically unfit from all the branches. So I realized that this particular thing is not checked in other branches for the obvious reason that they don't focus on this thing. This thing is not that priority. Even in the medical field, this is debatable whether LSTV is a problem or not. But yes, in Indian Air Force flying branch, they don't want to take any risk, because when they hand over an aircraft which comes crores of rupees, definitely they are not going to give it to a person who might have certain medical conditions which may become detrimental for the services, and it is after all at the cost of national security. So that's why such medical conditions have been introduced specially for the flying branch of Indian Air Force. I'm talking about the spinal conditions, spine. But yes, one may do, that one may get it checked even prior to filling up the form. Like, when we apply for the UPSC NDA form, and we fill the preferences, right? Like, Air Force flying is the first preference, likewise. So what one has to do, one should get it checked prior to filling up the form. Just get the computerized X-ray of the lower part of the spine and check whether you have LSTV problem or not. LSTV issue. If one has LSTV issue, lumbosacral transitional vertebrate. Okay. And you may go deep into the subject, you'll come to know that there are the various types. Out of them, only type 3b is considered fit, rest all are considered unfit. You'll come to know that this problem is very common. Every 1 out of 3 person will have this issue. uh, but once but only when one goes to the medical condition, then he comes to know that okay, this was also an issue. So this is very common. Now, one should get it checked before filling up the form. Once one encounters this issue, one should not fill preference of Indian Air Force flying branch as the first preference, because after all, even if one will qualify all the stages, at the end, this problem is going to be incurable, and the person will be declared medically unfit from all the branches. So it is better that take precaution in advance. Number one. Today also I find that this such videos are not available on the YouTube. And at my own time, when I was applying for the NDA, that time I remember there was no such video on the YouTube, because if the video was available, and I was so curious, like that I would have got it checked literally. So the only because of lack of awareness this happened. Even today there was no YouTube, no video on the YouTube. I thought that even my experiences are going to help me 1% to those. It will be satisfying for me, so I just thought of uploading this video. So this was the main motive of uploading this video. Well, so this let me tell you that this video is not to discourage those who want to join Indian Air Force. The forces, especially Indian Air Force, is especially it's very thrilling. Now, just my advice to those who want to join: get it checked in priority. It will be better. So this particular video was specially for awareing the candidates, awareing the aspirants of Indian Air Force flying branch. All right. Uh, yes, I am also attaching the reference from where I am telling. Actually, the reference which I have attached is for the Army. Okay, well, the similar medical standards are available for the Navy as well, for the Air Force ground duty as well, and especially for the flying branch. Obviously, it is considered medically unfit. So the medical standards I am already attaching. It will make you more clear about it. This particular document is specially for the technical entry, but the same medical standard is followed for the Army candidates, and almost for the Navy candidates as well. In terms of spine, I'm going to talk about. So let's come on this point. Okay, so let's come on the point number H. Let's come on the point number H. So it says that routine X-ray spine is not carried out for Army candidates. However, if the same is done for any other purpose, the candidate will follow with the following conditions will be disqualified for the entry to the armed forces. Now, just look at the term they have used at the last. It does not talk about only Army. It talks about the armed forces. So similar statement is also found in the medical standard of uh, Indian Navy, and also for the ground duty of Indian Air Force. So what does it say? that वैसे तो रूटीन एक्सरे होता नहीं है आर्मी कैंडिडेट्स के लिए, और फॉर नेवी कैंडिडेट्स, और फॉर द एयरफोर्स ग्राउंड ड्यूटी कैंडिडेट्स. इट हैपन्स ओनली एंड ओनली फॉर द फ्लाइंग ब्रांच कैंडिडेट्स. एक्चुअली जो बाकी लोग जो मेडिकल्स में जाते हैं अपार्ट फ्रॉम द फ्लाइंग ब्रांच, उनके सिर्फ चेस्ट के एक्सरेज होते हैं. बट दोज हु गो फॉर द फ्लाइंग ब्रांच ऑफ इंडियन एयरफोर्स, इन देयर मेडिकल्स एक्चुअली 5 to 6 एक्सरेज ऑफ द स्पाइन एक्चुअली हैपन्स, और उसमें ये सभी इश्यूज आ सकते हैं. इसमें लेट्स कम ऑन द पॉइंट नंबर 12. ओके, incomplete sacralization, unilateral or bilateral. Now in this one, when I talked about the incomplete sacralization, unilateral or bilateral, now this particular term is also known as LSTV, and it is quite common. So that's all. I hope the video was very helpful, and kindly share this video to those who are joining, who are aspiring to become pilot in Indian Air Force, because this is going to be literally very helpful. And even uh, I unfortunately there was no one to tell me about this issue. Otherwise, I consider myself as the one who can guide you in this regard, because after all, I have faced this condition. Okay, so kindly share this thing to all those who are aspiring to join as a pilot. It will be very helpful for them. Okay, all the best. Thank you very much.